Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Annabelle, Talent Creator Coordinator here at BioBuzz. I'm thrilled to have our guest today, Grace Mark. And I'm so happy to have you guys all back for another one of our Career Catalyst sessions, which are part of our Career Catalyst and Community Office Hours series. These sessions are all about giving you real-time access to industry experts, insights, and actual advice to help you grow your career. Today's session focuses on a critical topic, building and leading high-performing teams in regulated industries. So whether you're stepping into a leadership role or preparing for a new one, you're going to gain some practical strategies for managing teams, fostering trust, and driving performance in compliance-driven environments. And we're, like I said, very excited to have Grace here today. Grace Mark, Director in Operations at CAI for the Mid-Atlantic region. Grace has over a decade of experience in biotech and pharma with deep expertise in isolator technology, aseptic fill lines, and team leadership across 6 states. She also serves as the education chair for the ISP CBA chapter, which is a great organization supporting professional development across our industry. So BioBuzz is partnered with ISP, so very excited to kind of continue that collaboration and have Grace on today as part of CAI and ISP. I also want to give a quick thank you to our sponsor here today, BioTrack, for sponsoring today's session. They've trained over 17,000 scientists through their hands-on biotech workshops. So if you're looking to upskill, highly recommend going, looking, and kind of looking at the workshops that they have. I also want to mention that today's session is part of the BioBuzz Talent Lab, your go-to hub for career growth, job opportunities, and industry connections. If you haven't already, go on, join today, join the beta testing of that. And now we're going to get started. I'm going to hand it over to Grace.
Thanks so much, Annabelle. Thank you all so much for having me and for attending. So let me just grab my slides. Okay. All right, so as Annabelle mentioned, today's topic is building and leading high-performing teams in regulated industries. I do have a quick agenda. I apologize. I'm more used to Teams. So I'll start with a quick introduction of myself, talk through a little bit about fostering trust, managing performance, change management strategies, and professional development for high-performing teams. I do want to clarify that I don't feel like I can take full credit for putting together teams or the high performance of all these teams. There are many factors that go into how a team performs in any given environment. My goal with this talk is really to share what has worked for me and share some thoughts that may help the next generation of leaders. So this is my family. I am the oldest of 5 children, so that was my first high-performing team. I met my husband when we both worked at Lonza as team leads, and I have a stepdaughter who's 14 and an almost 2-year-old daughter. My education, I went to Cedar Crest College in Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is a small all-women's college in Allentown, PA. I started doing research in my freshman year. In my freshman year on bacteriophage and their effect on and applications in wound healing. I was involved in several student associations, including being president of the Swim Club and an active member of the Theater Honor Society Alpha Psi Omega. Professional, I started in the cell culture and cell therapy quality control lab at Lonza and then moved into liquid media manufacturing, where I quickly worked my way into a team lead role. From there, I became a validation contractor at a vaccine pilot plant in Frederick. During the pandemic, I took a job with CAI in order to help make a difference in getting vaccines out the door a little bit faster during COVID. Since joining CAI, I've been heavily involved in ISP, as Annabelle mentioned, I'm the chair for the education committee and responsible for leading a team and getting events scheduled and attended. I've been leading teams and influential in hiring processes and training for the past 10 years. All right, so fostering trust. I find that saying what you mean and meaning what you say is really key to helping your team get them to trust you. Communication is key within any team. While expectations may change as the project or time goes on, any changes or decisions need to be clearly communicated to all team members. This is especially true in regulated environments when actions affect patients. Make sure you're being clear and compassionate and honest. Throughout my career, I have gotten tasked with many conversations that no one else wants to have. Whether this be difficult feedback, notice that they're no longer on a project, or that they no longer have a job. Trying to be nice or put compliments into these discussions muddy the water. Don't be cruel or unnecessarily mean, but give specific examples and reasons for why you made the decision that you made. Don't make promises you can't keep. Team members will ask you for things, pay raises, time off, help with a time-consuming task. You don't have to say yes to everything. You can always take a pause and say you need to think about their ask and get back to them. Your team is made up of adults, most likely. So think about how you've been treated or would like to be treated in their situation. And get to know your team outside of work. I think that teams that play together perform well together. The most close-knit team I've been on had a regular habit of getting tacos and margaritas on Tuesdays, or Taco Tuesday. The rule was you couldn't talk about work, so we watched Love is Blind and The Ultimatum and discussed other people's dramas instead. This helped to learn people's personalities and led into more personal discussions. Managing performance. Giving regular feedback is really key to helping your team understand what your expectations are. At CAI, every employee receives quarterly feedback with their project manager and regional manager, which is my role. This feedback gives leadership, myself, and my superiors a chance to recalibrate and talk about the future. I take it very seriously, and it's a priority for me that everyone get meaningful feedback from someone that sees their work every day. This helps to align on expectations across the organization and make sure that CAI is being consistent in our hiring practices, training, and opportunities. I've also been in situations where I've had team members that underperform or have other issues, and this feedback always needs to be given immediately and with as much specificity as possible. It's never easy to give negative feedback. It's never comfortable to give it or to receive it. But I have seen it either solidify that someone's not the right fit for the team, or they challenge the feedback and understand what they need to do to be better in the future. Either way, I have found that it promotes team growth and sets expectations for high performance of the team overall. For trust but verify, I think something I've always struggled with is delegation. I'm always constantly trying to get better at delegating tasks. While delegation is key to having a strong team and good work-life balance, it can be difficult to trust people completely. Make sure that you're setting clear guidelines and verify tasks are on track, even for your high performers. Treat everyone equally and make sure they know you're there to support them if they need help. And then focus on strengths. Our chief people officer at CAI always tells me it's easier to get people to grow their strengths than to overcome their weaknesses. I've helped lead several large teams, and when you can have a couple of people that really excel at each task and piece of the project, it makes a huge difference in the overall delivery. This is true of my current team as well. Not everyone has the same strengths, but with everyone working together, we're able to ensure that the team is happy, clients are happy, and that we're all growing and thriving. A few change management strategies, as everyone I'm sure is well aware, change is constant in this industry and day and age, whether it's a change in leadership or development of a new technology. People often want to see the negatives in every communication. So make sure you're ready to answer questions or find out the answers to your team's questions. I found recently when my team understands the why behind decisions, at least at a high level, they find it easier to grasp and move forward. Of course, there's a reason for levels of leadership and they don't have to know everything, but anything in your power to share shows transparency, trust, and camaraderie. And then also focus on the positives and be positive yourself. Your team is paying attention to you, and having a negative attitude, or showing anger or defeat can only add to the potential negative effects of change. Professional development. Make sure you understand your team's long-term goals. This can have several benefits for you and the team. It can help you identify opportunities for their development. It helps them to know you are on the same page with their growth, and it gives you insight into their interests and comfort level with potential tasks. The leadership above me knew that my peers didn't really want the job I have now. So they made sure that I was getting trained in the tools that would help make me successful, which I think succession planning is really important, and it makes sense to focus on the people that want the next level job. CAI has a lot of projects all over the world, and some of them are really excellent opportunities for my team. So while I prefer to keep them all local, I do want to keep them learning and expanding their opportunities. And CAI is great at giving creative opportunities for training as well. We understand that, not everybody is going to get to see everything, but we do try to make it available for everybody to see different equipment and projects. I think one more thing that I just wanted to highlight, that did take me a little while to learn, but you should never feel threatened by other team members, right? Nobody really wants to come in and take your job. And I think there's really enough success in this industry that you don't need to stand in the way of anyone else achieving their goals. So make sure that you're always helping others achieve and reach their full potential. And I am a little bit, I think I talked really fast. So I'm open to Q&A if anybody has any questions.